I'm Mary Almen at the HAIRAPIST Salon, Union Square, San Francisco. Today, your tip for the day is going to be different styling implements and having the right tool for the job. If I was hammering a nail into the wall, I wouldn't go and get a spoon to do the job. I would use a hammer. It's very, very important when you're styling hair to use the right tool for the job. Today I'm going to show you different tools and especially different brush sizes. The most common mistake I find that clients make is that they're using brushes that are either too large or too small for the job. On a brush this size, you would want to have hair that is at least 3 times longer than the circumference of this brush. That means I want to use this tool to style hair that's at least a foot long. If the hair was shorter, say about 6 inches, this would really be the wrong brush size for the job. So brushes come in different sizes. You want to make sure the rule of thumb is that your hair is about 3 times longer than the circumference of the brush, right? So this little tool, your hair is going to be about this long. If your hair was, let me use one of these cards. If your hair was about 4 or 5 inches long, you would not want to use this tool for it because you couldn't really get a good hold on the hair to smooth it out or to straighten it out. Remember, with each brush size, you want your hair to be at least 3 times longer than the circumference of the brush. Please make sure that you rarely use these brushes unless you have very, very short hair. You wouldn't want to use these brushes on your hair if your hair is longer than 2 inches. The reason that is because if your hair is longer, it's going to get tangled in these brushes. I can't tell you how many times I've been called to hotels or clients have called me that their children or they themselves have this design of brush stuck in their long hair. If you do get anything, a brush, your hair gets around a fan rotator, if you ever get anything stuck in your hair, remember to use some sort of oil to get it out. I don't care whether it's olive oil, suntan lotion, peanut butter. You want to use some sort of oily substance to untangle your hair when it's wrapped around something. The reason that is because the actual outside of your hair almost kind of looks like this brush a little bit, where the cuticle layer might be lifted up. When you use something that's an oil, that's a very big round molecule that's going to create a big bubble across the hair. It's going to fill in any little gaps in your hair. And it's going to make it very easy for you to then start very gently pulling strands of hair and untangling it when it's wrapped around a brush. I did have at one point a client was drying their hair and somehow it got wrapped around a fan. I had to remove that. Just always remember to use some sort of oil. Olive oil, suntan lotion, any oil that you can find. The next tool that you want is when you're setting your hair, try and find these sort of clippies. These clippies slide all the way into a round traditional roller versus these old clippies where that really gave you a 1/2 inch off of the roller. When you're setting your hair on rollers, you want rollers to butt up against one another, not to have a 1 inch gap. If I have this same clippy on the other roller, that's going to create 1 inch of spacing. Try and find the clippies that slide into the actual roller, not this traditional clippy. The next thing you want when you're styling your hair are these sort of clippies that remove the hair away. When I'm styling someone's hair, I want to take the hair in 1/2 inch to inch parting sections of hair, so that's about that much hair every time I'm styling the hair with a brush. These two implements allow you to move the hair away that you're not working on and only work on the section of hair that you're wanting to style or put a bend in or to flat iron. The next implement, this is very important, these are blow dryer attachments. This reducer brings the air to a very fine point. This concentrates the heat and it also concentrates the stream of air. If I go in with a blow dryer and use it without an attachment on it, I'm really getting the air spraying all over the head of hair. That's great if I want to try and evaporate water. It's horrible if I'm trying to go in and style hair. I want to put this concentrator on, and I want to put this against the brush with the hair on it. Do you see how that concentrates the air? This next attachment is for when I want to straighten hair. When you want to smooth out wavy or curly hair, there's three things you're going to need. You're going to need patience, you're going to need heat, and you're going to need tension on the hair. As you can see, this attachment has no curl or any bend in it. I'm taking this and I'm driving it through the hair with heat on the high hot setting, and that's pulling the hair in a very flat, smooth texture. You do not want to go in and start using brushes to try and blow the hair smooth. That's going to take a really, really long time, especially too because remember, we want to move the hair into 1-inch sections. Imagine having 1-inch sections all over your head trying to make your hair smooth and straight. Get a straightening pick, put it on your dryer. It again reduces the heat, it concentrates it into this one small area, and it helps to pull the curly hair straight. The next tool is when I'm backcombing hair. And a lot of people say, oh, I use my traditional brushes for backcombing hair. That's really not the best tool. You want to use a small backcombing brush. And in my backcombing video, you'll see me using this brush. They also make these combs as backcombing combs. They really don't work as effectively. The pick side of it is great for lifting hair up. This side of it is not as effective. You'll find you do a better job using an actual backcombing brush. It's very, very important to buy a brush that has a very strong bristle on it. These ones are a little bit more expensive, these brushes, but the bristles are very strong and hard, and they really hold the hair for me. I bought this brush thinking, well, it was a better deal. What I found is that these bristles are so soft, they really don't hold the hair like I need them to hold the hair when I'm styling it and putting tension on it. So really, you get what you pay for. Go ahead and spend the money, buy a better brush. You're going to have your brushes for a few years. I'm Mary Amen at the HAIRAPIST Salon, Union Square, San Francisco, and that's your tip for the day.